everyone, Ocala Recreation and Park Ranger Caroline here. Today we're going to be making a recycled bird feeder. So these are the materials that you are going to need in order to make this. It should be stuff you just have laying around your house, hopefully. So you will need a pencil or a stick. I think I'm going to use a stick on the second one to show you guys. You'll need some bird seed. This was just a soda bottle. Some string. The razor blades or X-Acto knives seem to work a little bit better on this, but if you have scissors, that's fine. Make sure you have an adult help you with this because it could be a little bit dangerous. A couple of pens. You're not going to actually be writing with these pens, so just a couple of them that are kind of pointy on the end, it'll help out. A tack, a couple of paper clips, and you will need some type of string or twine. Alright, so step one, you're going to want to take off any labels that are left on your plastic bottle and make sure that this isn't going to blow away. So I'm just going to shove it in here. We don't want that to end up in the woods. Alright, so step two, after you take off your labels, make sure if it was like a soda bottle that you rinse it out because all the seeds will get stuck to the bottom, be kind of gross. You'll take your tack, and this is for some drainage holes. So Florida's pretty humid. Even if it doesn't rain, you know, humidity will still collect. So you want to have some holes on the bottom. Alrighty. Okay, so after that, you are going to find a spot about 1.5 inches above the bottom. So in this one you can see the seed needs to be able to come up a little ways before the little window here. So we're going to be making the holes for the perch. So what I like to do is I'll probably go right at this lip here, and I will just put in my knife and just do a little X there. And then I'll go right across on the opposite side and do the same thing. And then this is a good time to use one of your little pokey pens that you have brought and just kind of widen that hole to get it ready to put the perch in there. And then I'm just going to put the stick through, and there is your perch. Alright, so next, if you wanted to, you could use a permanent marker. I didn't. But you can make, you know, your window any shape that you want. You can make it look like really cool, maybe like a princess castle or something like that. But I'm just going to do another basic little window for the birds. You want to make sure that it's close enough to the perch where the bird can, you know, lean down and get the seed out of it. But you don't want it too far up where they're trying to reach for it because they won't be able to get the seed that's below the perch there. So I'm just going to make a little window here. As you can see, there's a little bit of some pokey things here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my blade or my scissors, or I'm just going to cut that off because we don't want their feathers to get stuck in that and lose some of their feathers on there. Alright. So there we go. That's where we're at so far. And we're actually already at the final 2 steps. It's that simple. Alright, so once again, we are going to use our tack and we're going to make a hole opposite from the perch here. So if you see when I hold this one up, you see that the perch is going one way and the string is going across this way. So you want that to happen so it's just not leaning against one direction or another and the birds aren't like sitting against the tree there. So since my perch is going this way, I'm going to put my holes on each side this way. So just a little bit below the neck here, I'm going to put my tack in there and wiggle it around. And then on the other side, wiggle it around. All right, and then I'll probably have to widen this hole just a little bit more, so I'm going to use my razor blade. All right, so I went ahead and used my box cutter here, and I widened the holes. So now to make them even wider, I'm going to shove my pointy pen through there again and pull it back out. And then this is a little trick you can do with a paper clip, and it'll help you feed this string through the top of the bottle here. So you just used a basic little paper clip and you straighten it out, but you leave the little hook on one end. Straighten it all the way out like that. And then we're going to get our string. Okay. And then you will grab your paper clip and put your string, you don't have to tie it on there or anything, you can just put it like that and let it hang. And pull it to the end of the paper clip. And then you'll just put it through your hole, and voila! And then you can just tie your string. I like to just do one big knot, makes it easier. And I loop it a couple of times, like so, and it's ready to hang. So now we're gonna add some bird seed. It's actually easier if you just put your hand over one side and put it through these holes instead of putting it through here, because it'll kind of go all over the place. So, and you definitely want to do this part outside because you don't want to get bird seed all over the place. Like that. And the birds will come and eat this off the table, so you don't even have to worry about picking that back up. The squirrels might like it a little bit more, but... And then there you go, you're ready to hang it up. And so a couple of important things. If you commit to having a bird feeder, you definitely want to keep it filled. If you watch my Leave No Trace video, you'll see that usually it's not a good idea to feed wildlife. If you live in the city, a lot of people have bird feeders. So if you do decide to have a bird feeder, make sure and keep it filled because those birds adapt to having that food source. So just something to keep in mind. Also, you don't want to put this real close to a window because when the birds come and feed, they could smack straight into the window and they could get hurt. If you're going to hang it from a branch, try to do it on a limb that's a little bit further out, so that'll hopefully help the squirrels from getting into it. Here are a few resources, and I think that we're going to have these attached to the bottom so you can click on the links and find these. This is a Fish and Wildlife makes this book. It's called Bird Detective, and it's a identification guide for Florida's common birds, and it's really neat. Like on the inside you can check off any of the birds that you've seen or have come to your feeder. It has different ways to describe them, and then it talks about, you know, the different bills and beaks and what they're used for and what kind of food they eat. And it has a couple of search and finds and things like that. And it's just a really great resource. And on the very back it has some of the most common birds that we have here in Ocala, so you can check off whenever you see those. And then I hope that you enjoy your new recycled bird feeders. If these do start to get moisture at the bottom and things like that, I mean, you drink water, you drink soda, just make a new one. But you want to make sure that if it does get wet and soggy, we don't want the birds eating that and getting sick. So just take the bird seed out and put some dry stuff in. Also, if you're walking around or in your backyard and you take some awesome bird photos, feel free to tag us. It is Ocala Rec Park on Instagram and Facebook, and we would love to see the birds that you're discovering. Stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.